When Miss Moose asked me to come and present in front of the class, I like presenting because then I can find out like if the other students agree with me. It makes me think about my own answer more. It like helps me understand it more.
Selecting is the practice of determining which solution strategies the teacher wants to have shared during the whole class discussion. In order to make the selections, the teacher needs to review the data they've collected on their monitoring tool and decide which of the solutions and ultimately in what order would best help the students access and make sense of the mathematical ideas that she's targeting in the lesson. Selecting can be very challenging, particularly if you are not clear on what it is you're trying to accomplish mathematically. So selecting must be done in light of the mathematical learning goals that you've articulated for the particular lesson. So it's not about letting 1,000 flowers bloom and letting every student share what they've done. It's about trying to decide which solutions are going to allow you to make the mathematics that you want to put on the table visible for discussion. Another thing to consider is who will be the presenter. And this is an opportunity for a teacher to really consider which student who produced a particular solution has not had time recently to be seen as publicly competent as a mathematical doer. In this sense, selection can be an issue of equity, making sure that over time each and every student has an opportunity to demonstrate competence in a public setting of the classroom.
Miss Masadi's class is it's fun. I understand math more because I never liked math before, and the other classes it's just different. We don't get to sometimes you feel left out of things, not left out, but left out. And in Miss Masadi class, everyone gets a chance to present what they have to say.
Sequencing is really about the order in which you're going to arrange the solutions that are going to be discussed, such that the first solution that gets talked about is one that every student in the class can access. It may be a solution that uses some sort of a concrete model or representation that makes the mathematical idea clear, and it may then build up to a more abstract or symbolic representation, so that what you're doing is you're taking students on a journey. You're beginning with something that everyone will relate to, and then you may be moving to another solution that is slightly more complicated or more abstract. And through this process, what you're doing is you're developing a mathematical storyline. There's something specific that you want students to learn, and every solution that you have discussed provides some piece of information that helps you get to the end game. The sequence needs to build that understanding so that every piece of work that's examined adds to the understanding in some unique way. If a piece of work isn't contributing something different, then there's probably no reason to talk about it. So I think one of the challenges is being clear about what you're trying to accomplish, understanding the mathematics well enough to see how one solution strategy fits with the next. One challenge that teachers often face in selecting and sequencing is when you should feature a misconception. So the first thing to think about is that every error students make may not be worthy of having a class discussion about it. But when a student has a missing piece conceptually and multiple students in the class hold the same misconception, then it's really important to have a public discussion about it so that students can come to understand not just how to get the right answer, but why it doesn't make sense to do it this way.
How I feel when she has us present is that I think she has confidence in us that either we have the right answer or if we're incorrect, she wants us to come out, like, kind of explain it. Then as we're doing the process and explaining it, we see a couple errors in it. We're like, oh, I messed up on this. Now I see why, and some started calling me up so I can figure it out by myself.